Alrighty, boys, we're back. Listen, another day, another pizza in the oven. Again, no innuendo. I'm just making another pizza as I'm recording. You know what I mean? It is what it is. For anybody wondering, yesterday's pizza was pretty fire. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But listen, we're back. We got some more developer news, more developer comments, answers, whatever you want to call them. And also at the end, I'm going to answer some questions that you guys have been giving me. I kind of slacked and kind of forgot that I was doing that as kind of like an ending to my videos. But ask questions. Ask questions away. They will be answered either through me messaging you or through these videos, okay? Let's do it. So first we have a thread called "Why does it take so long to develop a new update?" The answer is development caution, and we have a video from a game developer. I checked out his channel. He kind of worked on the Fallouts, which is kind of cool. Shouts out to him. I tried to get in contact with him, but he has no email address to get in contact with him for. So, yeah, it is what it is. But we're not going to be watching the video, but this video is obviously going to be posted if you want to go check it out. So, a person says, there was an interesting video that went wild 2 weeks ago. For those who do not know, he's a lead developer for the Fallout games. He explains in today's gaming development process, it takes an exceptionally long time to do simplified coding procedures that would, in his days, take a couple hours, whereas today it takes a week. Well, one of the reasons I feel like that is because the gaming industry has grown extremely huge, and obviously when any industry goes extremely huge, capitalism comes in and says, hey, yoink, let me figure out how to make the most money possible without doing the most work possible, and how I can profit the most from it. Which kind of ruins every single industry in the world, but we still think it is a good system. Regardless, sorry, I'm going a little bit too far. I'm spitting a little bit too hard over here. But it has hit gaming because gaming is, if you did not know, it is a bigger industry than like literally every other entertainment in the world. It has become extremely huge. But the devs have responded to this. Well, I don't know if they responded to this, but they responded to a comment. Before we do that, let's see what other people have to say. And also, another thing, since he was a game developer for the Fallout games, I'm just letting you know, I don't think every single company is the same. So therefore, you know, while I think there are problems, definitely, I also think that, you know, not every single company is held or like run in the same way, right? But yeah, and in terms of, because Fallout games back then, were they considered still a AAA studio? Was Bethesda like a AAA studio still? Back in the day? Maybe it was. But we'll see. And then he kind of summarizes, the only reason why Tailwolves is pushing updates every 3 to 4 months is because of a serious lack of confidence in their ability to pump out meaningful content. Why do you think modders like Block can give players content that adds the quality of life to a game? It's very simple. That's not the reason. It's not the lack of confidence. It's very simple because the modders, it doesn't matter if the mod breaks the game, if it enhances the game, if it doesn't work with every single part of the game. And also, he doesn't have a higher up person, since, you know, developers are still workers, that makes the final decision, makes the final say so. When you have a chain of command, that does take longer for things to actually go up and down the chain of command. When you're just a single person making mods that, you know, you don't need the go ahead from anybody. It doesn't matter. Like I said, again, it doesn't matter if his mod theoretically changes other things in the game which other people are working on that, you know, doesn't, you know, it's pretty much, that's why it happens, is because the modder, he's not beholden to anybody, and he can make these changes and put it into the game. And, you know, if it messes something else up in the game, it doesn't really matter because it's just a mod that you can download and, you know, undownload or uninstall. But when you're a developer, you have to make sure every single thing works with the game that you're currently working on, so the game doesn't break. So, like, for example, let's say they added workshop upgrades. If you add workshop upgrades, but then it breaks how caravans work, you know, as a modder, you might be like, okay, just FYI, this might, you know, kind of mess up how caravans work, and players are still going to download it if they don't really care about caravans. But the developers have to then look at, okay, well, if this breaks caravans, how can we fix this? Because caravans are still a part of our game that we developed, so we need to make sure that that still stays solid. So that is the reason. I don't think it's a lack of confidence or lack of talent, as you say over here. I think it is just, you know, it's a company. There's multiple say-sos and people that you have to go through, and also you don't want to break parts of the game. And you have to kind of work a little bit harder than, I'm not going to say work a little bit harder than a modder, but there's a lot more checks that you have to check before you can let something go. If that kind of makes sense. What else? What else? What else? The difference between love and work. I don't think so either. I think developers, they also love, obviously, developing a game. But then again, like I said, you have a boss. You have a person that you have to kind of get the go-ahead from. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit different. But I think developers, you know, obviously love what they do as well. And a lot of modders, I'll be honest with you, if they, just saying how it is, let's say a modder like loves what he does, but if he gets an offer from a company to go work for them for a good salary, good, you know, benefits, you know, health wise and this and that, they're taking you, man. You know what I mean? That's just how life works. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure a lot of modders become developers in their lifetime, you know, because like that's like it's not the next step up, but like it's a safer option. And you know, if you have family, if you have this, it's the better thing to do overall. This is the cruel backside of capitalism. Oh, here we go, baby. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Yes, I agree. People chasing salary instead of passion. Okay, never mind. You have completely ruined it. That's no. You can't blame the worker when you're blaming capitalism. Capitalism is geared towards the owners. But okay, let me stop before someone is like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're saying this. Oh my God. In the future, I'm going to be the biggest owner." Okay, but listen. All right, so person, let's go to what the developers had to say. So person says the forum needs to chill and look at the Steam DB. Looks like stuff is happening there. Something called world map. Maybe it's modding related or new factions coming. I don't think it's new factions. The developers have said that's not a thing. Now the community manager said the world map branch of Steam is a build we prepared for a closed test with a few modders. The build aims to address world map modding issues as well as long module loading times and more. This is something the devs have talked about that they are implementing to make it so modders don't have to, pretty much if they have a lot of stuff that's implemented in their mod, loading times will be slashed, and also the world map will be less, I guess, like buggy and all that, which is good. Very good. Next what is this? I love the hold on. Oh, I love when people give, is this called an anecdote? I don't know if it's called an anecdote. This is a silly statement equivalent to a restaurant customer complaining about quality, service, etc. and being met with, so everyone here has an MBA and is how to run a business, I see. One needed to be a game developer to be able to judge the output of the project. Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, moving on. Then we have siege ambushes. Just found them. Yes, I'm slow. All right, good. Not sure if they are worth effort through. See, no, they're pretty good. I like them. Sally out missions are pretty fun. Pretty pog. You know what I mean? Now, the person says, not sure if it's worth the effort, though. I charged with my HC and HI. Fought a few soldiers, attacked a ram for about 10 seconds, then reinforcements appeared. So I ordered everyone back to the gates. Not much was achieved. Well, you didn't really achieve the purpose of the Sally out. The Sally out was you're supposed to destroy the ram. But the community manager says, during my playthrough, I was able to break most of the siege engines and then retreat without many casualties, which I guess was worth the effort. Perhaps it was map specific that you weren't able to achieve much in that time given. Yes, it sounds like a skill issue, because usually when you do a Sally out mission where you pretty much run out and try to destroy the ram, it's not that hard. You pretty much overwhelm the troops that are at the ram, and then after that you can attack the ram. So unless you just stood back as your warriors were fighting and then more reinforcements are called, well, then you might not have enough time. But if you actively participate and take out the units as fast as possible on the enemy side and then attack the ram, you're pretty good to go, and you will destroy it. And when you destroy it, obviously it's another siege that machine that will not be used during the siege against you. Next, replace or remove static clan sigils from... No, I didn't say that right. From armor and clothing. Didn't sound like I said it right. Maybe it was. So the person says, I suggest that no armor has any permanent or static sigils on them, and instead they should have either no... I'm saying it so wrong. No S on them, or the S on every faction is using that armor or item. By the way, this is a single player thing. Some of the armors have a Vlandian line symbol, even if they are not in the clan or faction, which is awkward if they are at war with Vlandia. There are armors have this issue, and then he lists 3 armors. And then we have a mod that helps with this. Okay. Oh, so he's saying like to change the armor to kind of like whatever your clan symbol is. So whatever your clan symbol is, it's going to go over your armor instead of like classic Vlandia. If you're against Vlandia, you also have like Vlandia symbols on your armor. It doesn't really make sense. Okay, I get that. Interesting. And the community manager says, thanks for the suggestion. We'll forward it. Interesting. So we might see a change to how the armors look. Nice. Next, custom servers connection issues. Hello, we are aware of the issue that's preventing you from joining various custom community custom servers. Please hang tight while we investigate. Sorry for the trouble, and thank you for the patience. So it looks like some players playing multiplayer, there was a problem with joining community custom servers, which is a big deal because that is kind of usually where most multiplayer players play. And also, this issue has now been resolved. So if you're watching this video now, it has been resolved. Go reset your servers. And as this person says, reset your servers, guys. It works after the reset. There it is. Go do that and go have fun. Next, Freelancer implementation in single player. Are there any plans to implement a mechanic similar to the Freelancer mod that allowed for the player to have different career paths in the early game, such as serving as an individual in an army? It's a cool mod, yes. A while back, the community manager, Dijon, commented on the thread stating it wasn't currently in the works, but didn't outright dismiss the possibility of it. I think this would be a huge boom for the game and open up many more role-play possibilities, as well as adding much-needed gameplay diversity to the early game. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm pretty sure they're not going to add it. I think that the mod does its job very well, and I think that it's probably not going to happen. But obviously, you can still download the mod for it. But, what's it called? The community says, hey, the stance of it hasn't changed. The current plans don't include a freelancer-like game feature. There it is. So, it's still like, it's not a yes, it's not a no, it's not even a maybe. It's just there. You know what I mean? Could it happen in the future? Who knows? But in the near future, no. It's not going to happen. And then we have another person saying, listen, man, I played games for years and always some poor smos. What is that? Are like you don't keep your hopes up because more in likely we got now is all we're getting. Brother, could we use this proper, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like this is how people text, man. Come on. Let's just a little bit, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. All game companies care about one thing. It's just a business for them. They don't care about what games stand for, an escape from reality. Okay. We continue with our approach that we discussed back in post-release plans. There's certainly more to come for Bannerlord. There it is. I think that's the best way to answer that. But I don't disagree. I think game companies, obviously, they do get greedy. I don't think it's because of the developer's fault. I think it's more of the people higher up. But I don't disagree. I definitely don't. Next, allow me to favorite servers. Super simple. Let me to favorite servers. +1, +1, +1, +1. Thumbs up. And the community manager says, yes, that was nice in the Warband. We'll bring it up. There it is. Sweet. Thank you. Thank you. +1. And then implemented already and likely coming with beta 1.2.5. Would you look at that? We done did it. It is coming. That is another feature that will be in 1.2.5. Beautiful. Now, that's pretty much all the dev comments. As you can see, we have a lot of new implementations, a lot of new answers, and now let's move on to some questions that you guys left me. By the way, leave more questions. I will answer them, okay? Person asking, so should I make a new character right now in response to my video yesterday about the update release date? You don't have to because the update's still not out. Yeah, this is just like a release date. I suggest probably when the move to live happens, you could create a new character sometime in November, whenever it does come out. By the way, I'm going to let you know when it comes out. But also, your saves do move forward onto new updates as well. So it's really up to you. Really up to you. Next. I'm playing as my character's daughter now. How many generations can I play? Thanks for the game help. I didn't know it builds relationship points. There it is. So you can actually play for, if I'm not mistaken, infinite amount of generations in the game. I don't know how like the economy works after like, let's say 5 to 10 generations. There probably will be some stuff that's not working as it did at start. And obviously your world map will look a lot different. A lot of kingdoms will look a lot different. But you can play indefinitely in terms of generations unless you stop having kids and you just die out completely. But yeah, you are able to keep playing. And last, we have, please dear God, put mods on console. We are starving here. It's not going to happen, Balco. It's not going to happen. When it comes to mods on PlayStation and Xbox, it's not because of the developers of the games. It's because of the companies of PlayStation and Xbox. If they put mods onto those consoles, what's going to happen is, you know how like whenever you turn on your PlayStation and it sounds like a plane is taking off or coming in, right? If the game also has mods added to it, your PlayStation is going to explode. Your Xbox is going to explode. And, you know, it's not really going to happen. And if it does happen, it's going to be like minor mods, like the same ones we saw in like Skyrim where you have to pay for them, which doesn't really make them mods at the end of it. It just makes it another way to grab money. So unfortunately, when it comes to modding and stuff like that, it's really just, you know, PC all the way. You know, that's just how it is. It's how it's always been. I don't think it's going to change anytime in the future. I know people are going to say like, oh, well, this game has it, well, that game has it. It doesn't matter. It's not even close to what the PC has, because for the PC you can always upgrade your PC. There are various ranges of you know, stuff that you can get for a PC, and you can go up in quality a lot more in PC than an Xbox or a PlayStation, because you can't really take apart your PlayStation and upgrade it. Yes, you can like do like some I don't know what those are called, where you like mod the controller or this or that, which usually sometimes isn't really even legal. Not legal, but like, I guess ethical, but who cares about ethics? What I'm trying to say is, you can't really just take it apart and be like, hey, I'm going to put a new graphics card in here. So I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Yeah, like at all. Like at all. Unless PlayStation, Xbox decide to somehow in the future go for this like, oh, we're going to actually make it so you're able to add stuff to your PlayStation and to your Xbox. But I doubt that's going to happen. And if it does happen, it's going to be only items that are compatible with either Xbox or PlayStation. Same thing that Apple does with like their chargers and stuff, even though now they're forced to change it. It's not looking good either way. That's all I'm trying to say. All in all, I don't think it's going to happen, my brother. We can dream, but that is all we're going to be doing. We're going to be dreaming, okay? But yeah, that's going to do it. There you go. Some more info on 1.2.5. What's going on with development, like always. And if we see more stuff being added, you know where to go. I'm here. You hear that beep, beep, beep. And that means my pizza is ready. Ooh-wee, I can smell it. Oh. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you in the next one.